What's up, guys? This is your SoCal fishing forecast for Thursday, September 30th. Welcome to the Chasing Pelagics Channel, bringing you the latest, greatest information on the water every Thursday. Quick look at our 10-day forecast here. This thing has been changing every single day. Can't quite get a grip on what's going on. But currently, it's showing we're going to be sunny Thursday, Friday, partly cloudy, Saturday, Sunday. You never know these days. We get random thunderstorms popping up. You get changes in wind direction and forecasts. It's become a little bit of that dynamic pattern, which seems to be a little bit earlier this year than normal. Quick look at our wind right now. You can see we got 18 knots blowing out there at the Tanner Cortez Bank. And using our 17foot.com website here, you can see what all the buoys are doing. And here's a quick graph straight from the Tanner buoy. And you can see we're up to 15 feet today. So a little bit bumpy out there, that's for sure. But let's get a look at the wind pattern for this week. We're coming off this wind tonight, and things are going to start looking a lot better out there. And that'll give us a real better evaluation of what's going on. It's definitely been a little bit different this year. I'll say that for sure. Typically fall. This is our fall pattern right here. Usually we get wind less than 10 knots through September and October, which makes for really good fishing, quick travel to the bank, and really helps us spot fish easy. And this is usually my favorite time of the year to fish, but it's just been a really different year this year. But as you can tell, we got really good wind going into the weekend. And not that this is super reliable, but next week, pretty much the same pattern. This is what I'm talking about for fall fishing that I really do enjoy. Good look at the marine forecast offshore here. You can see what we're going on. This is, again, 30 to 60 miles, including San Clemente Island. So this is still inside east of San Clemente Island. We got 10 to 15 knots, wind waves 2 feet or less, mixed swell west 3 to 5 feet. So that's some nasty stuff. Don't want to be out in that. But starting, looks like Friday, things get a little bit better. Some of that west swell knocks down to 2 to 3 feet. And see how it goes from there. But keep an eye on your marine forecast and on that wind model before you head out on your private boat. Some guys have been making some crazy trips here out to Tanner and Cortez. So a guy on a 20-foot boat going out there. Heads up, guys, you got no business being out there on a 20-foot boat. I don't care how much gas you got, how well prepared you are. When you got sea heights that are jumping from 6 feet to 15 feet and you have a mechanical breakdown, the 6 or 7 hours it's going to take for someone to come get you and then tow you back at 6 knots, 7 knots, you're going to get stuck in this stuff, and that's not very safe. So don't do anything stupid. It's not worth your life, especially out there. But here is our latest capture for sea surface temperature. That's not a very good look, unfortunately. The cloud cover has made this chart really hard to get, but this was a snapshot from this morning at 10 a.m. But you can tell here we got much cooler water, and this temp break that was on the Tanner and Cortez starting to slide a little bit more east, like I mentioned last week. And if this continues, I think there's a chance some of this fish that's on the bank here at Tanner and Cortez could actually slide back towards San Clemente. We'll keep our fingers crossed, but hopefully that'll knock some times out. There's been some guys running overnight trips to Tanner from 22nd Street to fish for 4 hours. I mean, they hit limits fishing on anchor, but that's pretty wild. So we'll keep an eye on that. But the real story that we're going to work off today is going to be the chlorophyll chart, and you can see why it's a little concerning. But we'll start off with Catalina. Catalina has had a little bit of a yellowtail bite earlier this week on the east end, all the way up from the V's to Silver Canyon. This is the area, not a ton of fish, but if you're going to spend some time at the island, not a bad place to check. The light line is getting it done, 20-pound test, slow trolling, sardines or mackerel, and there's been a couple fish caught that way. So not really so much on the jigs, but if you're looking to mess around at Catalina, that's the only area that's had some action going on this week. San Clemente, again, most people just bypassing the island lately. straight fishing Tanner and Cortez for bluefin and yellowtail and bonita. But we're still going to have some yellowtail action going on Pyramid Cove area and at the usual spots. It's been a little bit slower, but also not a whole lot of people fishing it either. But make sure you check the schedule before you head out there. Tanner and Cortez Bank, pretty much been the same story. Most of the sport boats have been fishing on anchor on the high spots, anywhere from 80 to 100 feet of water. And they've been catching, I call it 30 to 40 pound bluefin on light line, between 20 and 30 pounds. If they're willing to bite heavier, try and fish the heavier stuff. I'd try maybe step up to 40. 50, and probably don't necessarily need it for the size fish that's on a high spot. But you never know. Some of these big fish have swam through from time to time and gotten a little crazy. So make sure you have a second rod as a backup, ready to go. Nighttime action, still the knife jigs and flat falls, all that kind of stuff continues to work in the dark. Make sure you're using some type of jig leader, at least 2 feet in the dark, of 200 pound or bigger, and it'll keep that abrasion and you from losing your jigs. Daytime, we're also seeing some yellowtail and bonita on the high spots also, so still a good mixed grade of fish there as well. Don't really have to worry too much about not catching something out here. So far, the bluefin seem like it's still been biting pretty good. Daytime fishing for the bigger models is definitely still coming off spreader bars, flying fish lures, dead flying fish, pretty much all on the kite. You're gonna have to get that line out of the water. Fortunately, they're a little line shy with how many boats have been out there fishing them, so be aware of that. Speaking of flying fish lures, we finally got some frequent flyers back in stock, so make sure you check out our website. Link is in the comment section. Coronados. Unfortunately, not a whole lot actually coming off the Coronado Islands lately. There's still an occasional yellowtail caught here and there, but you can see we're still sitting in some dirty green water, and as this stuff clears up, maybe it'll start picking up here. But the majority of the local San Diego boats have been fishing between the 371 and the upper hidden, occasionally the lower hidden. But we have this clear water here and a nice edge that we talked about that was here last week. Pretty much the same pattern. And we've been finding bluefin, yellowfin mixed in here. Sometimes they're on dolphins, sometimes they're not. But basically in this area is where we've been seeing most of the fishing done. So for most of the overnight boats and even the full day boats have been venturing down here and fishing this stuff. Again, 20 to 30 pound tests. If I were you, I'd pick up some 25 pound also, just kind of have that middle size. Sometimes a little line shot on 30, but 20 you can kind of break them off kind of easy. So sometimes 25 is the trick. And then heading out a little bit more west, we've had some good Dorado fishing out by the 390, 421 area. Kilt patty action for the most part. A little bit further trek, so if you get bored and you already caught your limit of bluefin or yellowfin at the upper hidden, again, this is all like 30 to 40 pound stuff, maybe a couple smaller ones in there too. Then maybe slide out west and look for a Dorado. The 390 area, that's pretty much been it. That's pretty much it, guys. We're getting into that slower fall season here. For those guys that like to hang close to home and maybe want to take up a new fishery, maybe check out deep drop sword fishing. It's just starting to get going here. Usually October, November is the hot month for that, and we're just getting started into that. So maybe check out some of our tips on how to rig a squid, and maybe try something new. It's not an easy thing to do. It's going to take a lot of trips and put your time in. But once you hang one and hook one, I guarantee you're going to have the actual purple fever that we talk about. So that's it, guys. Have a great weekend. Be safe on the water. I'll be on land this weekend south of the border. But take care. Cheers. If you like what you saw today, you can subscribe to our channel or follow us along on Instagram and Facebook. And always remember, share the stoke.